Alright guys, I got like 10 things to show you here. These are all fall fragrances. When it comes down to that cool weather rolling through, it unlocks a different part of me. I love it. I always look forward to this season, and winter even more so. It just gets really intense weather. You get that cold air. Some of them, man, I only wear certain seasons just to get that vibe, that memory, that feel. It's tied to the occasion. So without further ado, I got you 11, more like 10 with 2 tied in the spot, but I got 11 fragrances coming at you. We're gonna start cheap. They're gonna get more expensive as we go until I finally hit with the grand finale, which I think you should stay tuned for, because the last like 4 or 5 fragrances are just absolutely, I'm stoked. I am so excited for them, so don't miss that one. But anyway, let's start it with a cheapie that I think is a banger. Okay, I got Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. This is Charuto's Tobacco Vanille by Pandora Scents. All right, what can I say about this thing, man? It's very close to that Tobacco Vanille, but a little bit more rugged in a way. It's a little bit more wild, kind of the way she dries down this thing. So you get that tobacco, that like fruit basket kind of thing going, but it's a little bit less tame, a little bit less balanced. You get that tobacco leaf kind of cigar smell, but like more like, it almost smells like more tobacco is going on in this one, where the other one smells like the original Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille kind of has like a Dutch, like it smells like one of those Black and Milds with like a fruity kind of Dutch. This one's a little bit more like untamed, right? A little bit more wild, this one, Charuto's Tobacco Vanille. It lasts a good deal of time. I mean, this fragrance profile tends to just stick to your clothes like freaking crazy. So, you know, you spray this on. Keep in mind, this one is a little bit more wild, a little bit more kind of has notes in it that are, you get that raw tobacco with this one a little bit heavier. Like it's just a little bit more heavy on that. The original Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille is kind of like smoother, a little bit more with that fruit presentation, that gentle kind of ambery fruit presentation smell. I really enjoy that one too, but this one actually has a really good place here. And this is gonna be holding its spot for sure, my tobacco fragrances. It's gonna have some really tough contenders, as you'll see later in the list. Gonna be hard for me to pick this cheapie over some of the more incredible stuff I have, but I do wanna give that a wearing when it's cooler out. Okay, so we're still not in like super cool weather, the first week of October. So September's wrapped up. We're getting into that like, getting cooler, but not quite there yet. I'm talking like dark at 5 o'clock, 4:30 kind of deal, like really cold air. That's when this stuff seems to shine the most. I've been avoiding it so that I can reinvigorate that, reawaken that memory tied to scent kind of thing. Here we go. I've already talked about this one before. You got that masterpiece from Bentley for Men Intense. Now, I did not understand this fragrance when I first got this fragrance, okay? I didn't get it. It didn't make sense to me. This is that Bentley for Men Intense. Very boozy, whiskey, kind of woodsy, masculine, a little bit like blasts you, kind of overwhelming, but then when it dries down, you got like this, I think it's rum or vanilla or something, and it just is really nice in the air. Very warm smelling, some spiciness to it as well. It took me a while to understand this personally. I did not understand this fragrance when I first got it. It didn't make sense to me. Oh man, yeah, this thing's pretty. You don't need to spray a lot of this, but I tend to, because I actually enjoy drenching myself in this one. But definitely beast mode, serious deal here. This thing's not for the faint of heart, so don't go getting it think it's some gentle, nice fragrance. It's a whiskey boozy kind of bomb. And then as it dries down, a couple hours in, you're gonna get this really nice package. Like it's just gonna vanilla kind of hold with the rum and that spicy sweet air that kind of just follows you. Really nice scent trail on this one when it starts to calm down a little. The first blast though might turn you off, so it is a cheap fragrance, which is nice, and I couldn't believe that this car company decided to make some kind of DUI smelling fragrance. Like, it's just very interesting that they would go, hey, let's make a really boozy fragrance and smell like, if you're wearing this in one of our cars, you're gonna get pulled over for sure. If they pull you over, they're gonna be like, yo, we're checking you for, you drank something tonight, because it really does open and like kind of early on in this thing, Really does have like that alcohol whiskey kind of drink blast to it. And as a cheapie goes, this thing is really incredible. So definitely got to talk about Bentley for Men Intense. Now let's talk about coffee fragrances. And I think these are my pinnacle coffee fragrances right now. Okay, so Dark Night by Alexandria. Really cool fragrance right here. Now, as I've already critiqued from them, the bottles, that's what's holding them back as a company, is these bottles not being, they're all just homogenous. Every bottle looks the same. Basically, they don't have this thing going where they have an identifiable visual, but the fragrance that's inside these bottles, I know it's kind of unassuming, guys. Like when you look at this, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. But there's some serious goodness going on, especially in this Dark Night. All right, so I'm a real big fan of this house for affordable, kind of like accessible, for variable scents. Like they do an incredible job on a lot of things. You know, they'll hold the throne for like best ofs, all the clones. Like they hold the throne in a lot of categories. Okay, so this company is definitely solid, and I do have maybe 13, and then I have like 40 something samples, so I definitely know my way around that company's scent pack, like what they can do, what they're packing. So Dark Night is a very beautiful clone interpretation of Black Phantom from Killian, which is a very expensive fragrance. This is not very expensive. You can get this 30 ml, I think is like 45 bucks max, and you're gonna get a discount code anyway. So we're talking like maybe 30 something bucks for this, and it's so worth that. It's crazy, guys. Thing's pretty strong. It lasts a long time. It's very inoffensive coffee fragrance with this dark kind of like sweetness to it. It is beautiful. I can't wait to wear this in the cooler air, but I've already been wearing this in the hot air. Now, something a little bit like this, but much sweeter, is coffee and whiskey. Okay, we already know about the hype around coffee and whiskey, which it's definitely one of the best things that Bath & Body Works ever put out. Okay, definitely one of the best things Bath & Body Works ever did. Coffee and whiskey is really great. Okay, so it's just a sweet coffee fragrance, almost like it's a gourmand kind of dessert smelling coffee. It's very, very beautiful, pretty good, long lasting too, on clothes especially, guys. And that's something to say when you talk about Bath & Body Works, because I have a lot of these. I'll do a whole video on that. I have a bunch of these Bath & Body Works fragrances throughout like this year and last. I just started picking them up. They do a deal, buy 3 get 3 free, so why ignore that deal? When you see it, just do it. I've been looking for this again to re-up on a backup bottle, because actually back when this used to be like $35, so their prices just went up to like 50 bucks a bottle now for this kind of their colognes. So I don't know, they're pushing it up really, like $15 increase in a year is pretty crazy, guys. So be careful, don't get spanked, but this one's worth the money, okay, at the Bath & Body Works. If you go in there though, sample all their stuff. I have a ton of it now. This one's my favorite one besides Smoked Old Fashioned. Both discontinued old things that they haven't really gone back and like re-released yet. So this one's a sweet coffee fragrance. It's very beautiful. I don't get much whiskey on it. I know they says coffee and whiskey. I don't really get a whiskey note from that. It lasts a decent amount of time. Dark Night is a darker version of that. It's a little bit more, has some bitterness to it. It has a little bit more bitterness to it, guys. Like a bitter kind of dark coffee, but it's still sweet and gourmand, and it dries down so smooth. But even from opening, this thing really is super nice. Like, it's like a niche fragrance, guys. Like, it does really wonderful things. It does. It's got this like dark tone to it, dark coffee beans kind of thing, but also sweet, like a beautiful espresso with just like a drop of some kind of sweetener in it. And very beautiful in the air, guys. I definitely have to say, this is a fall king right there. Absolute king. If you like coffee smells, forget it. Forget about it. All right. Let's move up one step. All right. This one I've already featured multiple times. Look at the dent on that. It's almost gone. I'm going to have to go see if I could get a big ass bottle of this. Okay. One and only Jazz Club. Y'all already know. Got the saxophone. Little Dua joint right here. This Dua brand, okay, Dua brand, hit and miss stuff. A lot of hit and miss stuff because they have thousands of fragrances, so you never know, like, you know, you never really know. It's hard to tell like what's gonna be good. But I listened. I don't remember where I got this recommendation, or I stumbled upon it. One and only Jazz Club, Dolce & Gabbana the One, King Fall fragrance, right? Jazz Club, Mesa Margiela, king fall fragrance. Takes the two things that I love about both of those and marries them together into this friggin' little thing right here. So unassuming, guys. A little goofy looking. Smells like a king. Smells beautiful. So good, guys. So you get that Dolce & Gabbana, the one, kind of the dominant thing, and then you get that sweet vanilla thing that's going on in the jazz club. And just do a performance on this. Just absolutely, dude. This was $35 list price, and you get like 33% off of that because you use a code. It was like 20 something bucks, guys. It's probably the best little bottle of something I ever. This is one of my best fragrances, guys. Like this little stupid little bottle right here, right? Little goofy bottle with the one and only jazz club on the side. You know, the X-Straight de Parfum. Only 30 mLs, but still worth it. And I'm blowing through that. I love this thing so much. I've featured it before, of course. This is my favorite Dua fragrance for sure. I have to go back and get more. I have a nice little stack of them. I did make a Dua video already on my favorite ones and some of the fails from the house because they are not safe, generally speaking, and it's kind of hard to sample them unless you go to like Fatboy Fragrance's website. He's got a lot of them, a lot of the Dua samples on there. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but he's kind of fun to follow because he'll like preview it for you on his channel and then tell you like, okay, you can sample this too, or don't even bother with this one, but you can still get a sample. Anyway, I like honest reviewers, and that's what I'm trying to do, is just be honest, start this thing out right, and just be honest the whole way through. But this one, guys, I have to be honest with you, I love so much. Everybody loves this when they smell it. I get probably my most complimented fragrance right here. This little unassuming, goofy little bottle, guys. And it's one of my most complimented fragrances. So all the people out there who say that I'm an elitist or whatever from my Lattafa videos that seem to be taken off for some reason, I was just being honest, guys. And I gotta be honest again. This is absolutely killer, okay? One and only jazz club with the saxophone on it, man. If they ever discontinue this, I'm gonna have to drive out to LA or whatever, knock on their door and just beg them. I'll get on my knees, I'll beg them, I'll say,
please, can you just make me one bottle of this?
I'll pay $100 for this. I'll pay $150 for this little bottle. This thing is banging, all right? Absolutely. So I do blind tests with these. You know, whoever's around, I'll spray this on my hand in the Dolce & Gabbana, the one, the EDP. Have them smell it. They always pick this. They always pick this, okay? I have it all. I have Dolce & Gabbana, the EDT, the EDP. Never really liked Jazz Club, so why would I get it? But this takes the things that I don't like from Jazz Club, removes them completely. Mass appealing king right here. And you get a great atomizer. Oh my God. Oh, what a big sniff. This thing's great, man. So that's all. I spent a lot more time on this one because I need to emphasize how important and good this one is, all right? So that's the cheapies done, all right? Let's get right into the next feature right here. This is not for everyone, okay? This isn't for most people. This is a special kind of, you're a connoisseur of some kind. This might just have to fit you, okay? But bam, beautiful Tom Ford Black Orchid, okay? This stuff right here, I'm telling you, not for everyone, all right? Very, very busy, a busy smell, but beautiful. I've even said this is like spicy grandma. Like, I think that might be not fair to the scent. It is beast mode AF, okay? This thing is like ridiculous, guys, okay? Tom Ford's Black Orchid. Now there's a Parfum too. It's almost identical to this in my opinion. That one just seems to be a little more rounded out. This one is just like a louder, kind of spicier version, from my understanding. But this is the one I got. This is the one I rock. I love it in the coldest kind of air. It cannot be hot at all. And if you're going somewhere with like the heat on, just be careful, guys, because you could overdo it, okay? This is not for everyone. Do not blind buy this. Black Orchid, okay? You can't blind buy this. There's so many notes listed, but what you really get is this dark patchouli kind of heart and all these damn florals and spices, guys. There's even something in this that's like, a dirt kind of earthy, not dirt earthy, but yeah, there's an earthiness to this, guys. There's like a deep, dark feeling at the center of this. It's moody. This is like a vampire's fragrance, all right? This is perfect Halloween shit right here. Oh my God. All right, so not for everyone. Definitely not for everyone. The first time I smelled this was on a man. It's a guy suited up, combed out beard, like strapping, older gentleman, like head to toe, leather shoes, you know, jacket, the whole deal, rings and wristwatches and all kinds of like blinged out, just super dope Middle Eastern dude. So I smelled the trail when he walked in the room and I was like, what is that? I have to go find that right now. Who is it? And I follow the trail and it's this guy over here. I'm like, yo, what is it that you're wearing? He's like, oh, my wife got me this Tom Ford fragrance. I'm like, what Tom Ford fragrance? And he's like, oh, it's this bottle. And he started describing the bottle. So I'm like, I'm on there like scrolling and I'm looking. I'm like, huh, is it Black Orchid? Show him the bottle. He's like, yeah, it's that one. That's how I got this fragrance, guys. I smelled it in the wild and I was like, I can't believe that this exists. So for me, 10 out of 10. I wouldn't change a damn thing about this. Some people, though, I can see what you're saying. I can see how this is polarizing. I have read some hilarious reviews about this one. People throwing up, people getting like all kinds, like their whole life ruined over this, like because it's such a bad smelling fragrance. And I'm just like, yeah, you know what? You're being dramatic. But anyway, don't buy this. That's for me. This one's just for me. I'm gonna gatekeep that. I'm gonna keep doing that. It's a unisex fragrance, guys. So you and your significant others can wear them. I say that because most of my demographic watching my videos is like 94% dudes. So figure I'm talking to a bunch of dudes out there. Here we go. Speaking of dudes, gentlemen. Givenchy Reserve Privé. Okay, this damn thing right here is so good. I smelled this on someone else and I was like, what is that? I smell this. Like last weekend I was out and a guy was talking to me and I was like, wait a minute. That smells so familiar. It smells so good. I thought it was Dior Homme Intense. But then I figured out quickly that it was this. Gentleman Reserve Privé. Got a nice dent in this bottle. I got a big collection, guys. So having a dent like that is a real nice dent. Love this fragrance, okay? A little bit subtle as it dries down, but it's unmistakably there. This thing's got like that whiskey wood barrel. Beautiful with an iris note. And when I talk about an iris note, I can smell it now because I've trained my nose over the years. Things with iris, I can kind of tell if it's iris or some kind of powderiness. There's just the right touch of sweetness, powderiness, like Prada L'Homme kind of DNA in this. But then they darkened it with like woods and this smoky kind of whiskey deal. So smooth, so absolutely perfect. This is insane, so good. Not everyone is gonna like it, you know. It's kind of like what it looks like is what it smells like, guys. So you see how it's like that rich dark color. It smells like this color gradient right here. Like it kind of smells like what it looks like, guys. It's that whiskey barrel. It's that beautiful smoothness and sweetness, and it just has this like really gentle but mature and masculine but super sexy cloud to it. And I just gotta say, I definitely reached for this more than I thought I would when I first got it. This thing is really great. The iris makes it stand out in a boozy fragrance. That's crazy, this fragrance. It could be like some kind of expensive niche fragrance, but no, it's an affordable gentleman. Givenchy. I don't know if they're going to discontinue this. The line has grown tremendously. The gentleman line is insanely grown. You got like flankers and flankers. I don't even know what any of them are called anymore. I know, I think Alberto Morillas makes a lot of this stuff, so he's already, if it's him, he's made a lot of stuff you guys like already, so just go down that rabbit hole and check out Alberto Morillas. We got Azzaro. Oh my goodness, this one's a killer. All my friends who come over, all the dudes I know, everybody's getting this. So, what is it? What is this? This is Azzaro Most Wanted Parfum. All right, this is the most wanted Parfum. Now I got the other one with the black bottom coming, so it's ordered. It's on the way. That's the one I initially wanted to buy when I smelled this in the store at the beginning of my journey. Yes, I would go to the stores and I spray stuff and I smell it, so I don't have to buy decants of every single fragrance out there. But guys, this is like a 50 ml. and it's lasting because it's a very potent and strong fragrance. So sweet this fragrance is. It is beautiful but loud and sweet. Okay, it's a revolver. If you notice that it's the revolver, kind of where you put the bullets in it. This thing is just a loud, beautiful cold weather scent. So sweet, very synthetic. Some of you might think of Stronger With You, but I don't. I've seen that argument online. I could see the synthetic nature of this. It is very synthetic, kind of like there's something nutty about it, but it's really, really hard to explain this. For me, I don't really know how to really capture this one with words, guys. It's a tough one to explain because it's got this very sweet and just powerful, like, it's so sweet, it's like it could give you a headache, right? There's almost like a nuttiness, and then you got to go just to the store and smell this one. So they definitely nailed it with this one. And the black bottom one, I think that's the Wanted by Night. I want that one. It's on the way, so no problem. But yeah, Azzaro, they definitely killed it with this, and everybody knows how good this is for winter, fall. I don't even think it's very original for me to cover this one. It is probably the most popular fall fragrance right now. From like my friend circle, the people I talk to, I smell this sometimes in the wild. There was one guy I smelled who was wearing this a lot. This flanker though, the Parfum, is perfect for someone out there too. This would be the only fall fragrance you need. Like, it does holidays, it does work safe. It's even though it's loud, you could still wear this to work. It's almost in the direction of the 1 million line, if you know what the Paco Rabanne smell like, but then you just sweeten the hell out of that. Like, absolutely bomb the sweetness on that and just get carried away with it. And it's a little bit much, guys. It's not a very easygoing. Like, this is a loud ass fragrance, okay? So Azzaro, Most Wanted Parfum, definitely gets wears for me. You know, I love it. Kind of in the same power level as Hawass, if you know what Hawass does. Kind of does the same amount of performance for me. This thing definitely beastly. And it's mass appealing, but still like extremely sweet. So let's go into another king right here. So we got Dior Homme Intense. I have to include this in every winter fall list because this is the fragrance I used to propose. You know, it was the fragrance I wore the day I proposed. You know, it's a big day in someone's life, so this will always be tied to that memory. I don't even know how to explain this bad boy right here, but Dior Homme Intense is a legendary fragrance, okay? It is legendary, especially for those cool months. This sings holiday, kind of like dapper, dark gentleman. This deal right here, it's got this smooth woodiness. It's got this like really beautiful kind of makeup baggy, kind of lipsticky iris thing going on. I know that might turn some of you guys off my description, but it's that 100% like that makeup bag. You've smelled it before, guys. It's got a freshness to it. We gotta spray it. It's got a vanilla sweetness to it as well. Some kind of a sweet woody with the iris. It's very complex, very well balanced, and it feels like they just walked the line perfectly. Just didn't do too much of that, didn't do too much of this. They walked the line perfectly and balanced this thing exactly what it needed to become. Later in the dry down, when you spray this good on your clothes, it's gonna go into a more sweet vanilla kind of bed. Like it rests down until this like really nice vanilla fragrance. So Dior Homme Intense. All right, I don't like Dior Homme 2020, and I don't like Dior Homme Cologne or whatever the clear bottle is. Like, I don't like any of the other flankers. This is the one that I like, the only one that I like. I probably like the Parfum, but it's like almost like triple this thing's price. It's a lot, guys. It's over 200 bucks for that. And like, honestly, I like this one so much. Why do I need that one? Personally, for me, this one does what I need it to do and beyond. It's kind of me in a fragrance, so yeah, a lot of people do love Dior Homme Intense, and a lot of people won't like this as well. So I will give you that warning, okay? It is quite, I guess it's not really mass appealing, right? It smells good, but it's different. It's doing its own thing. It's walking to the beat of its own drum. It doesn't give a shit about everybody's opinion. It is a gentlemanly kind of grown-up fragrance, right? It's not fun and playful and all that. It's not tough on you either, but it's just a really beautiful, opulent fragrance. Very money-smelling fragrance right here. So you gotta be a little confident to rock it, but definitely it's in my mix down. Speaking of confidence, this one, you better be sure you like this, because if you get this and you're not ready, big explosions, right? This Mancera Red Tobacco Intense totally took me off guard, right? I got a whole shitload of samples, guys. Just like, bam. I order tons of samples all the time. Something that maybe sparks my interest. I smelled red tobacco like 2 years ago, and I was like, never again, you know? I didn't understand at the time what that profile actually does for me. And then they released the intense version. First off, look at this beauty right here. You got that magnetic cap. So beautiful. Look at this thing. Such a beautiful bottle. Golden red and black. Just like, are they kidding me how good they are with this one? This is their best fragrance in my opinion. This one kills all of the Mancera like all of it. Kills. Absolutely kills. This thing is beautiful, right? Ton of notes in this one. It's definitely harsh when you just smell it at first. Like, you're gonna get this like resinous, kind of leathery, dark, spicy tobacco that just hits you like a truck. But then once this thing starts dancing, I'm telling you guys, it dances all day. It dances on your skin like I get wild. You spray this right, you gotta not spray it right here, okay? You gotta spray this one like on your peripheral, like around you, not right under your nose, like behind here and stuff. I just get whiffs of all the different pieces of this thing's construction like all day, and it just dances and sings and goes through all these phases all day. You got this like perfect friggin' fall winter fragrance. Forget it, guys. Absolutely dunks this fragrance. So good. Okay, it's not for everyone though. It's just for me. I'm gonna gatekeep this one. Don't buy this one. Definitely sample it. Okay, it's not for everyone. What I have to compare it to the original, this one's less harsh. That original is definitely it just hits way harder. It pulls no punches. This one's rounded out. Like, it's really nice. Like, the sweet components, the warm cinnamon kind of spicy components, the oud that's hidden in this, that oud kind of just like plays around in and out, and you'll get it. And it's just like, it's almost delicious, this fragrance, but it's also like warming and comforting, but also masculine and unapologetic, and it just gives you, it's a powerful adventure. The journey, whatever the artistry behind this one, it makes me think of so many things, guys, and that's the reason I love fragrances, for stuff like this. Okay, this thing took me off my feet. Okay, I smelled the sample. I didn't know what it ever smelled like. I got the sample, I sprayed that on, I was like, oh my god. I wore it that day, and by the end of the day my jaw was on the floor, and I was just like, I have to get it. Got it. Delivers, baby. This thing just, for me, kills. Absolutely kills. This whole profile, like, there's nothing in the cheapie category that does what this does for me. Okay, nothing does that for me in the cheapie cat. That's what I mean when I'm saying like some of that high-end stuff really is that good. Okay, that Dior Homme Intense is smelling nice on my arm right now too. So guys, this one, if you get on a discount or two, it's around $100 for the quality on this and the way it performs and just like what it does. Totally. Bam. Argos. You got Triumph of Bacchus from Argos. Check out the eyeball on the top. Now, I don't know if that's Greek, but I thought this was like a Greek house or something, like Argos, and then they have like all these like mythological characters, but then they got like a Greek eye. I mean, Egyptian eye of Horus on the top. So I don't know. Maybe I'm confused about that, but beautiful bottles on all of these, right, guys? Beautiful bottles on all these. These things are something else for real. The smell inside of it, it's just as nuanced and just like it dances all day for you. This is an expensive niche fragrance. So what I'm getting the most out of this is like this white peach with this incredible dense kind of cloud under, like this dense. There's a lot of notes in this, but you get like I get like the white peach, this fruity kind of fruit basket, almost like Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille kind of fruit delivery, that package that's in that. But you get that white peach that really is the defining feature, and you get the tobacco. In a similar way, I do get a lot of like the texture from the red tobacco intense, and like a lot of these fragrances like that have that, I don't know if it's some kind of boozy dark sweetness underneath, like a bitterness almost. It's hard to explain, guys. I really love this. It kind of like smells like what it looks like too. It's a very rich, dense, long-lasting, powerful fragrance, but it also has a sweeter component. It's not very like offensive at all. This is very mass appealing in my opinion for this scent profile. Very mass appealing for what it is, right? This is like a tobacco, woodsy, fall, ambery kind of warm smelling, but also like rich, smooth, seductive, sensual kind of deal. It's very nice. Right off the cap, some of you might think it smells like some kind of medicine. I can get that too. It's got this like really dense, heavy. It's sick though. It's very nice once it's drying down. I can see how it does get a little medicinal though. If you guys have smelled, like it does have this like chemical kind of deal to it that you got to be like used to. And as it dries down in the air, this thing is just like so beautiful. The longer it stays on you, I feel like the better it gets. You have like, I don't think there's leather in here, but I get that kind of darkness, like a leather, like a sweet leather. It's a booziness too. Really complex fragrance. I don't think it's a busy fragrance. Like I don't get a lot of like clashing notes. Everything works together really nicely here, and it lasts a long time. This is a 30 ml bottle. I think I got it for like slightly under 100 on fragrancepy.ca. So yeah, guys, this video went way longer than I needed it to, but you got Argos, Triumph of Bacchus. Whew. That was a tough one, guys, because I had to go through my collection and like exclude so many really great ones. Like there's a lot of good ones in there, man. But this is like the fall, winter's getting ready. I'm like eager to start grabbing these. Like, you know, I'm going to be rocking these. I wouldn't tell you if I wasn't, you know, like I wanted a Lattafa to make the list, but it just didn't. Nothing really did. I think maybe the only Lattafa that I picked up and considered was Vintage Radio. That was really it. And Ragba Wood Intense. Those two I thought about, like, do I include them in this list? But they got knocked out by you know, the cheapies that I already featured on here, and then they can't really compete with stuff like this. This stuff is on another level. That's all I'm saying. I mean, from my collection right now, like when I go to reach for something, there are levels to this shit. Anyway, thanks guys for everything. Appreciate it. Peace.